paid the money.
You haven't. You can refund
I have paid the money.
You're not listening. You're shutting your mind. You're not open-minded.
So
you're just tunnel vision
what are you,
on your opinion.
What are you trying to tell me?
We'll let the police come, the British
We'll let the
Transport
British
Police.
Transport Police come.
We'll get your details.
Well, they will they will arrest me.
They'll get your details.
They will arrest me.
But you're not going to give them your details.
If they arrest me, then I will give them my details. I'm being denied exit from the station.
Right, have you purchased a ticket
Yes.
where you boarded the train?
I purchased the ticket and I can show evidence of that.
Right, have you printed that ticket
I wasn't
off?
able to get it printed, no.
Right, is there a reason why you were unable to get it printed
I was running
off?
for the train. I have to be in a really important meeting in Reading, and I had to run to get the train because it was going to cause me enormous problems if I didn't get that train and was delayed for that really important meeting in Reading.
Right.
And I thought, quite reasonably, that I've paid for a ticket.
Yeah.
I can prove I paid for a ticket. I can prove I've got the code for the ticket. And I literally, as I've said to these people, all I need to do is to go there to get that ticket and to show these people the ticket that I have purchased and paid for.
Alright guys, this is where things start getting seriously heated. Alex insists he has already paid for his train ticket and can prove it, but because he was rushing for an important meeting, he never printed the ticket. And here's the crazy part, the proof is sitting right there on his phone, while a ticket machine is literally within reach. Instead of simply verifying the payment, the situation starts escalating fast.
I understand their reasoning. All I'm saying is I've paid for a ticket, so my belief is that in law I can show I've had no intent to defraud anybody.
Yeah.
I haven't travelled this network trying to travel without a ticket, and I can evidence that. And so I did not intend to give these people my personal details. I don't believe they're empowered to take them, and I'm not going to give them to you. Should you, of course, arrest me, I will, of course, give you my personal details, and I will abide by the empowerment that you have. But I think, frankly, I can travel the country, I can go to Reading, I can go to Manchester, I can go all over the place, get a ticket, I can tap my phone on devices. It's only here in Liverpool that we seem to have this archaic system with these people who cause these problems for people who are just trying to pay for tickets and go about their daily business, minding their own business, which is all I'm trying to do.
Right, okay. Obviously, when you do purchase your ticket on the train line, you do have to tick to the terms and conditions that you have to print it off.
I don't know, nobody ever reads that stuff.
As you say, on this network here for Merseyrail, they do require you to have the said ticket printed off, ready for inspection at the gate or at the barriers.
Now listen carefully, because Alex is making a very simple argument. He paid, he has evidence, and there was no intention to avoid payment. He repeatedly explains that he can produce the booking code and print the ticket immediately. Yet the officers continue questioning him and pushing for his personal details. What should have been a quick verification suddenly turns into a confrontation over whether a missing printed ticket means something more serious.
All I would say is that, anybody can have a policy. Anybody can make a rule. Yeah? Doesn't mean it's a criminal offence, doesn't mean it's a civil offence. I don't believe I've committed an offence. I mean, they may think I've broken their procedures and policies, that's fine. I don't believe I've committed any offence because I paid money for a ticket to travel and I can prove that.
Yeah,
so where is my offence?
No, but you have got your ticket, but you've not printed the said ticket off.
Where's my civil or criminal offence?
But you should have printed it off before you travelled.
You could say you've got to stand on... Sorry to interrupt.
No, it does say, obviously, on the train stations and on the trains, that you have to have your ticket ready to present to these guys. And if you have it on the phone, which is the actual ticket, yours isn't the actual ticket. Yours is proof to say you've purchased a ticket, but you've not yet you've not yet printed that said ticket off.
I see what you're saying. My point is that what's happened, you could have a rule on the terms and conditions on Merseyrail saying everybody on the train has to stand on one leg, and everybody would have to stand on one leg, and you could threaten people if they didn't stand on one leg.
And here comes the key distinction. The officer points toward the railway company's terms and conditions, arguing that Alex agreed to have the ticket printed before travelling. But Alex fires back with the obvious question, is breaking a company procedure automatically a criminal offence? He maintains that he paid for the journey and can prove it. The argument exposes the growing gap between railway policy, legal enforcement, and what Alex believes the law actually requires.
It's not breaking the law if people don't do it. They're breaking your rules. And that's the difference I'm trying to get across to you.
This is their bylaws that it is a ticket period, which we do have to have a said ticket to come onto the station, and for as soon as you board the train, you should have a ticket of travel, unless your train station is closed and then you've taken a picture to say it's closed. Come to these guys and they will sell you a ticket.
It's often closed, it's often nobody there, and then it would be fine.
But you've purchased your ticket already, but unfortunately, because you haven't printed it off, you should have printed it off before you travelled.
So my point to you again is that I've looked at the bylaws, and I may be wrong, but I've read the bylaws, and my understanding of the bylaws is that they say if you break these bylaws, you may be taken to court. And if you're taken to court, and it can be shown that there's an intent to defraud, you may be prosecuted. Now, I can show there was no intent to defraud. So if we go to court, it's all going to be very annoying for me, very embarrassing for Merseyrail, but I can show there was no intent to defraud. So I don't believe that I'm in any kind of, situation where I've broken these bylaws.
All right. Now Alex takes this argument head on. He compares the railway rule to an absurd requirement that every passenger must stand on one leg. His point is simple: companies can create policies, but policies are not automatically criminal law. He then points toward the railway bylaws and argues that the real issue is intent to defraud. Since he says payment was already made, he believes there is no fraudulent intention whatsoever.
So the train line tickets, as you said rightly, you have to print out the tickets. If it's not printed out, it's not valid to travel on the train.
I know this is what the lady said to me.
It's not valid on the train.
And what I'm saying is that
Can I just explain to you?
Yes.
What happened is sometimes people buy train line tickets. They don't print it. They do the journey. They complete the journey. What happens is they get refunded.
Well, that would be terrible.
They got refunded.
No, that would be terrible.
Okay, so some people does that. Okay, I'm not saying you do.
No.
Your intention to do that.
Specifically,
on these occasions.
Specifically, I asked these people to let me go just over there, to print the ticket. And they would see I printed the ticket, and they would know that it
their understanding would be if they went here, you would have done the journey, and you got the refunded as well from the train line, which some people does that.
This is where the confrontation gets even more intense. The discussion shifts toward the railway bylaw and whether Alex deliberately attempted to avoid paying. Alex keeps returning to the same evidence: he purchased the ticket, has the reference, and is willing to print it immediately. Yet the officer introduces a hypothetical scenario about passengers potentially travelling and later seeking refunds. Alex pushes back hard, arguing that hypothetical misconduct cannot automatically become evidence against him.
You can deal with them as a civil matter, as you said.
Yes.
Yeah. You can give your details to them.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
And if you don't, then the police get involved. Please get involved.
As indeed
the criminal matter, where it's dealt as a ticket fraud.
And that's what we're going to do. Because I'm not giving these people my details. Because I've paid for a ticket.
This is what's happening now.
There cannot be ticket fraud. Because I've paid for the ticket.
Well, there's
no intention to defraud in law.
Well, we don't know because.
Well, I can prove it. I mean, I can show you the receipt and I can get it printed. There's no intention.
As I say, it's not valid.
Okay, well, if we have
reliably informed, that's not a valid ticket. It's a reference number for a ticket.
Well, I've had all three of you inform me that.
You should have printed your ticket off before you travel.
So, can I just go and print the ticket off?
No, you should have done it before you travel.
Oh, I see. So
you can't travel without
you're going to take me to court because you won't let me print a ticket. Okay, well, let's do it then. What do we do next?
Obviously, you need to provide your details to these people here. Can I just is there a reason why you don't want to?
Because I don't believe they're empowered to take them, and I don't believe I have to give them to them.
They do have the power to take your details.
No, they don't.
They do. They are accredited.
I don't believe that.
And now the pressure reaches another level. Alex refuses to provide his personal details, arguing that he does not believe the railway staff have the authority to demand them in these circumstances. The officers insist that the staff are accredited and have the necessary powers. This is the moment where everything changes. What started as a dispute over a printed ticket is now heading toward possible arrest. The tension is no longer about paperwork, it's about authority.
I'm arrested, I will give my details to the arresting police officer when hearing the basis upon which I'm being arrested, because that will then be used in the court of law.
Right, at the moment, I do have a necessity because you're not failing to provide your details.
I will not provide my details until I'm arrested.
Yeah, Why would I want to arrest you?
Well, I don't want you to arrest me, but
I don't want to arrest you and take you to custody.
Yeah,
And
I really
you've
don't
got
want
a
that
meeting
either.
to get to.
I really don't want
I've
that.
still got things to do today, obviously.
I'm not going to be pressured into giving people my details. I have a right not to have the right to privacy. I will not give people my details, and they're pressuring me to do that. I don't believe you have a right to take my details until you arrest me. If you arrest me, if there's a basis for you to arrest me, and you arrest me, and you tell me why I'm being arrested, I will of course comply, and I will of course give my details. That's
You
just
haven't
normal.
got the ticket.
I have
You
paid for
have
the ticket,
yeah, but
and I
that's
can
just a
print that
reference.
ticket just over there.
Yeah, but you should have
And I can
printed the ticket before you travel.
And you're going to arrest me for that.
I am going to arrest you for failing to provide a valid ticket to travel, okay?
So you're going to
so
arrest me for
my
failing
necessity
to-
is
Sorry, to- for
my
failing
necessity
to-
for
failing to
provide a valid
for
ticket for
travel.
travel, which you don't have on your person. You have a reference number, so I will arrest you for the offence.
And you won't let me print that to show you that I
No,
have a ticket?
because you've already passed the point where you could have printed the
So
ticket
you won't
off.
allow me to print the ticket?
Well, obviously when I've finished dealing with you then, yeah, you can go and print the ticket off,
Thank you
that's
very much.
fine.
Yep.
Okay, do you want to come to our office and we'll speak out the way?
Yeah, yep.
And we'll take it from there.
Okay.
All right, do you want to follow this way? Thank you.
And here comes the explosive ending. Alex repeatedly says he will provide his details if he is lawfully arrested and told the basis for that arrest. But the officer ultimately announces that he is being arrested for failing to provide a valid ticket. Alex immediately points out the obvious contradiction. The ticket machine is right there, and he has already offered to print the ticket. Instead of ending the dispute with verification, the encounter moves toward custody.